I think it's good.
Okay.
Just start it now and then it'll be fine. Good.
Hi, Haley. Come on in.
Perfect.
You can come in and have a seat here if that's good.
Yeah.
How has your day been so far?
Oh, good. The rain's a bit of a downer, but whatever.
At least it's not snow, I guess.
Yeah, we've been really lucky so far. We'll take it.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah.
My name's Emily. I'm one of the social workers here at EmilyMuth Family Services.
Okay.
Have you ever been in to see a social worker before?
No. This is probably one of my lowest lows, so it's been kind of the first time I've needed to reach out, and really hoping you can help me out and give me some guidance.
Well, I really appreciate you, taking the chance and coming in. I know it can be very hard, and it's especially hard, when you're in those, at the lowest low, like you said. So taking this first step is really, really important.
Yeah.
You did mention that you're hoping I can give you some answers.
Yeah.
And I just want to share with you a little bit about how social work typically works, and in particular how I work with clients. So, clients all the time come in and they say, I just want you to tell me what to do, fix the situation for me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what we find is that, if I'm to give you the answers and tell you how to go forward, it's going to be coming from my perspective, and it's going to be based on my views, and it may not work in your life.
Okay.
So the way I work as a social worker is I'm kind of here more just to listen and have a conversation with you, and the goal is that through talking together, that hopefully you're able to come to some conclusions and answers on your own.
Okay.
And I know that hearing that can be a disappointment to clients, but it does work for most clients. So I'm hoping that that's something that you're okay with.
Yeah. No. I guess when you put it like that, it makes sense.
Okay. And today's session is just going to be really getting to know you. So I know that you have booked in for several sessions. So I don't want your expectations to be that you're going to walk away from here today with all of your life problems solved.
Okay.
It's really going to be kind of a get to know you.
Okay.
While we're working, I like to keep some notes, and this is just more for my memory, so that when you leave here and we meet next time, I'm able to remember what we talked about. These notes will go in your file, and I keep that locked up in a filing cabinet here. Nobody else sees these except for myself, and if you ever feel that you want to see what I've been writing down, you can feel free to come in and ask. I have no issues with that.
Okay, great.
Do you have questions for me or about the organization at all?
Yeah. I guess just it being such a small town, I'm just a little bit weary about the whole, confidentiality piece. Like, where is it? Do you have like a personal standard? Is there an agency rule, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Thanks for bringing that up. So within our agency, whatever's said between you and me here in this room is going to be kept between you and me. I do have a supervisor who does periodically kind of review case files. And if I need help with anything, they may help me out. But again, it's kept within this organization. There is an exception to confidentiality. So if during one of our sessions you start to talk about wanting to harm yourself, or planning to harm others, or having any, especially any harm done to children, that's something that I have an ethical responsibility to report to the authorities. So if that were to come up in a conversation, I would just remind you about that responsibility to report, and I would then have to let the proper channels know, whether that be child welfare or RCMP.
Yeah, no, that's fair, but shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. And so we can get started. I just want to let you know that at any time during the session, you can feel free to stop and ask questions about me as a social worker or about the organization. We offer a lot of different services, so yeah, feel free to do that.
Okay.
So I'd just like to start today by asking you what brought you in the door.
Okay. Well, about a month ago, my husband Brad, well, I guess I'll start a bit earlier than that.
Sure.
It was just a Thursday morning, and one of the boys was crying, and I heard him come through on the baby monitor. So like I got up, and my husband Brad was in bed beside me. Thought it was a little weird, but sometimes he can't sleep, so he'll wander or like just go to work down in his office, and I didn't think anything of it. So I went and checked on one of our boys, and then put him back to sleep, and I didn't hear anything, and I didn't see any lights on, so I was like I wonder where Brad is. So I went downstairs into the kitchen, and there was a note on the kitchen table that said, and I just can't get these words out of my head, I'm gone, and I can't be coming back. I'm sorry, Brad. And so obviously it was like 4 in the morning. I called him immediately, like probably 20 times, and I sent him text messages. I waited until the morning to call his parents, and I called them, and they had no idea what I was talking about. And so I'm like, immediately I was just so concerned, like hoping he was okay. I had no idea what was going on. And then so like a week had passed. And so, actually in the meantime, his parents said that they had heard from him, and that he wanted them to tell me that he was okay, so not to like worry about his physical safety or anything. But that's kind of all he told them, and then so that I sent another text message, and he actually responded, and he just said that our marriage wasn't working for him, and he needed to leave. And I mean, obviously I called him again after that. Like, never have we ever dealt with things by not talking about them. Like, that's not how me and him like work as a team. And so like I've been trying. Tried all weekend to get a hold of him, and then I don't know, during the week life picks up, and he'll we're in contact like very mildly through the week. Just like he'll answer like probably 1 of every 5 text messages, and only saying things that like allude to the fact that he's safe, and then but also that he's not coming back. And then like just last week I asked like, what is your plan with your children then? Like what do you think you're doing? And he said not to worry financially. He would never like shirk those responsibilities. He said that he is not coming back and does not want. He said our marriage wasn't working for him, so I mean, I don't know what he has planned in the long run. I don't really think he's thinking straight right now. I don't know what's going on. And I think I'm just like, I'm so angry and confused because it was mostly out of the blue. So yeah, I've just been like, my life I feel has just been like this whirlwind of like, I just reciprocate between like being so mad, and then the rest I think I can't really even believe it's like my life. I'm like, this isn't my reality. He's coming back.
So on the one hand, you're kind of able to pretend that it didn't even happen,
Yeah, yeah.
But then, you know, on the other hand, when it does sink in, there's
Yeah.
an extreme anger.
Yeah. Yeah, like when, yeah, so for the most part, I can like go through the day, go to work, get the boys, go home, but like when I go to bed at night, I'm like, oh, it's just me here. So it's like it kind of really sinks in then, and then I think I haven't even gotten to the point where I'm sad about it. I'm just like I'm livid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that. Like, yeah, I guess it's just like I can't really believe this is my life.
And are you angry at your husband or angry at the situation? Where's the anger directed towards?
I'm angry. I guess I'm angry at the situation that my husband has put me in. Mm-hmm. So by default, I'm angry at him and the situation, but the situation wouldn't be a thing if it weren't for him. So, yeah, I think, you know, you wouldn't treat your worst enemy like this, let alone your wife and children. It disgusts me a little bit. And it disgusts me that I married him. Like, oh, I don't know how it got. I feel like I've been lied to for 8 years that we've been together. It really upsets me that this man is my husband. Like, he's the one I chose to spend the rest of my life with. And he just decided to up and leave.
And it seems that...
Who does that?
It seems almost that, you know, Brad that left you last month is not the same person that you married.
Neither of us are perfect. Don't get me wrong. We have had our ups and downs in this marriage, and even when we were dating, but we always worked them out. We were a team, and anything we did together. And yeah, it's just, yeah, I never thought in my wildest dreams that the man I married had created a family with, had 2 beautiful children with, would do this to me, like to us. And then, obviously with there being no explanation, I he could be living in our neighbor's basement and I have no idea where he is. And like that not knowing, with no explanation as to why, it's, no matter who you thought you married, you can't help but wonder, is there another woman? I don't know, what was I doing wrong? I don't know, so many things, I'm questioning so many things, but yeah, I think mostly, the person he is, and it really upsets me that I kind of feel like I've been wronged. I was in this marriage through better or for worse. I took our marriage vows so, those are something that are so sacred to me. And I feel like he's robbing me of that chance to have a good marriage. And I haven't done. I don't deserve this.
It sounds like, and I can see why, but it sounds like you're questioning your entire relationship and the entire, everything that you've built together is being questioned now because of him leaving.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to think that that anything over the years is real. When someone violates like your love and your trust, so like such a gross violation of it, and be okay with it. I guess I'll tell you. So, like I said, we've been married for 5 years and together for 8. And we had planned to be married, and I found out that he was sleeping with another woman. And obviously I was heartbroken. So we postponed the wedding. And again, like I said, we worked things out, and it took a while, it wasn't like we just picked up where we left off, but we were able to kind of work past that, and I mean, we got married 9 months later than what we were originally supposed to, and I guess just this happening, I feel like such an idiot. I should have never given him a second chance. And I just feel like I've been royally tricked and lied to. And if it weren't for our 2 children, the last 8 years of my life, I feel like I've been a waste almost.
And it sounds like under some of those feelings, you're almost blaming yourself for the situation you're in. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I think a part of me is blaming myself because when he was having an affair, I guess, before we were to be married, I didn't tell anyone except my sister.
Okay.
And she warned me and was just like, Haley, people like that don't change, and you're setting yourself up for a miserable life if you follow through with this. And she kind of gave me an ultimatum and was like, you pick. If you choose to do this, I'm not on your side. I don't support it. And so I lost a really, I picked him. And at the time, I just thought my sister was being so unreasonable. And I mean, we'll still go to family functions together. It didn't get to that point because, she respected me enough to not tell my parents, and if we weren't talking at all, my parents would be like, what's going on? But she, respected me enough to not, so kind of it's when we're at, our parents or family Christmas or something, it's friendly, but before then we were so close.
And you gave up part of your relationship with your sister to be with Brad.
Yeah, I gave up a part of me a little bit. to be with him. Like, I feel like deep down I was so scared to trust him again. And, you know, I knew, like, once you treat someone like that, I really feel like you don't deserve a second chance. But I thought, like, oh, with him it will be different. And I say gave up a piece of me because I think that before anything like this, nothing like this had happened to me before, and I would hear of it happening to other people, and I would think, like how could you be so silly to stay with someone? And, like, you know, like, I really, and, like, and then I guess when it happened to me, I gave up kind of what I believed in and what I thought a relationship should be, to forgive him, because I really thought that he was the one, and I thought that we would be together for the rest of our lives. So, yeah, I feel like this is, like, just a slap on top of, like, an already, like, really big insult.
Yeah, you know, it sounds like, and I'm probably not even going to do this justice, but, you know, you gave up a lot to be with this man, and then you put a lot of trust in him and the relationship, and unfortunately, you know, 5 years later, you're kind of back in that situation of, you know, maybe some of those feelings you had back then were correct, and you shouldn't trust him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's for sure how I feel. You know, it's like that. If only I knew then what I know now, right? I can't. And I think back then, I so badly, you know, I had invested so much in him and in us. And he was begging to be a part of my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, initially I had broke things off, and then we postponed the wedding, and so I still was unsure if that was something that was gonna follow through, but he was the one that was like, that was a mistake. I love you. We need to work this out, like, all these things. And that was like, it was almost like, though he was the person that put me in that situation, he also took me out of it. He, like, brought me back up.
So although he was the one that broke you, he was the one that kind of gave you the hope to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he was your support as well as.
Yeah, and now he's not here. So this time he's broke me, but now he's just kind of left the pieces.
And have you told anybody about the situation?
I haven't told my family.
Okay.
My parents are 6 hours away, and my sister, they all live in just up north. But I mean, his parents know, and they've been so lovely. They're kind of just as disgusted as I am with him, and I think it's safe to say they're a little bit embarrassed, like, on his, like, the fact that their son is behaving this way. But they have been, like, such a huge help with our 2 kids. And I'm so thankful, like, that at least I have them.
Yeah.
And Brad has 2 sisters as well. And I haven't told them, but so actually what I've been telling pretty much everyone except his parents is that he's just away on business right now. So he works for a company that has their headquarters in Japan. Okay. So he flies and is like it's not rare for him to be not home for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. And I've grown used to that, and it's just always the way it's been. So like for the last little bit, I've just been, I think, telling people and probably just telling myself he's on business. But it's been a month, and that's like, I don't think he's coming back. And so that's not gonna work for much longer. So I feel like I'll have to. So anyway, so that's what I've been telling his sisters, but they've also been, they have kids around the same age as ours, so they'll take one of the boys or both of them and just help me out for a day. But like they would always do that whenever he'd go on business, just because I'm left alone with the 2 boys. But so they've been super helpful too. But yeah, I think I'm not telling my parents, probably for like, twofold, because one, deep down, I want him to come back. As probably crazy as that seems, that I could even want to see someone who's treated me so poorly ever again, but like deep down I want him to come back. And then secondly, because I'll be so embarrassed.
Embarrassed in what way?
Well, to tell my parents, and then my sister will find out, and I know I will get no sympathy from her, and it will be kind of like sleep in the bed you've made sort of thing. And I just don't think that's really going to help me at the moment. I don't, as much as as you said earlier, it sounds like I'm blaming myself because, he's done, well, I don't know the reason why he's left, like, that's just me speculating, but, like, he has violated my trust before, but I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. Our kids don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense, yeah, like, I'm embarrassed, but...
So you said embarrassed a couple times. I just kind of want to get a better understanding of what exactly you're embarrassed about.
Well, just a few things. So, I don't know if you actually live here, if you just work here, but living in a small town, kind of everyone knows your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in a Catholic family, and my parents have been married for 35 years. My grandparents were married for 50. And like marriage is something that since I was little, like just like the importance of that sacrament was like never understated for us growing up. It was like even if my parents got in fights, like they would sit us down after and be like, you know what, like you guys might have heard me and your mom fighting and like everything's okay. And that was kind of like, marriage was always something that they would explain to us, but you know what, no matter how much we fight, we made a vow to each other that we will stick together no matter what. And we took that seriously. And kind of as kids, we were a part of that. And so that was, we're done.